Hello, 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 hello. We have so much Mercury energy out there right now. We have Sun in Virgo, Venus Virgo, Moon in Gemini, Mars in Gemini, and Mercury's retrograde. What does this mean? It means a couple things. We want to make sure that we are being especially mindful of our words to other people today, Friday, tomorrow, Saturday, I think the first part of Sunday, but really just in general this is important, even beyond today and tomorrow, but especially today and tomorrow, because with Moon in Gemini conjunct Mars in Gemini, it can be very easy to get triggered and say something or potentially do something, but I think it's more so in the realm of thinking and saying things before we even realize what we've said. So I think that's the most important thing, and the best way to handle this energy for that, and also just in general, is to breathe, to consciously return back to the body. I meditated today I'll meditate here and there, little moments throughout my day to kind of reestablish equilibrium, but to actually sit down and meditate, it's been a while, it's been way too long. It's such an important part of our self-care as human beings to be able to consciously shift our wavelengths from the waking mind of beta wavelength consciousness, where our brains are sending electrical signals in a particular frequency known as beta wavelengths, that's super focused on everything that we like handling it's our daily life. That's where we usually dwell, focusing on taking care of needs. I gotta do this, gotta do that. Okay, what about this? It's endless loop of thinking, and that's very useful. But I'm always struck when I sit down and meditate at how much it feels good, even just for that initial just whoosh, I feel the rush of blood to my brain. And I'm always struck at how good I feel, but today I was especially struck. I meditated for 10 minutes, and I was especially struck by it. It felt like I was exhausted. I was exhausted mentally, without even really realizing it. And it felt like after running such a long marathon, not just today, but for weeks, I finally got to lay down. So I think this applies to everyone, because we've had Mars in Gemini for a couple of weeks now. We've had Sun in Virgo for about 3 weeks, Venus in Virgo for the last maybe week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that. And all of this energy is great. We'll get into the positives in just a moment. But it's so easy to get caught up, even with the positives, but especially the potential of overthinking, of not breathing deeply enough, not calming down, not relaxing, especially getting carried away with thinking on an abstract level of things that aren't present in our immediate vicinity, that we don't have to do right here, right now, that we really don't need to even think about right here, right now, or at least not thinking about it over and over again. It's today and tomorrow is a very good chance to consciously chill out. And it's great that it's the weekend, because this gives us even more opportunity to do so. So I think that's the most important thing to focus on. I think, there is some other important stuff, though. I think part of this is not overthinking when it comes to yourself and your self-worth, your self-esteem. It's so important to be gentle with yourself, because we have so much of this Mercury ruled energy. So our minds are on overdrive in a way. Well, I don't want to say it's necessarily on overdrive. That's overthinking, but our minds are very powerful at this time, all of us. There's a lot of energy to be thinking and for communication, and I think it's really easy to slip into the challenge of Venus in Virgo, which is to excuse me, to overthink. Hey, Mama, go ahead on. I gave him some peas earlier, so now he's searching everywhere. Did I miss one? It's so funny. Anyways, Bella, go lay down. I should never have given these dogs peas. Sorry. Focus. That can be a bit challenging too with all these energies. Gotta focus. I don't regret getting them peas. I should have put it in a bowl or something. Anyways, now they're overthinking. Okay, what was I saying? I think it's really easy to be harsh with ourselves at this time with Venus and Virgo. It's like I said in the last video, that energy, Virgo energy in general, Venus especially, is really good at focusing on the lack, what's not functioning, what we need to improve upon, and that's okay. That's part of the process of growth. We need to be able to look at things realistically, soberly, and figure out, okay, what do I need to do? How do I need to grow? How do I need to improve? But it's so easy to get caught up in a tailspin of that, and then we just defeat ourselves. So instead of focusing on improvement, we're just beating ourselves up for what we haven't improved. And of course, improvement is all about logic. It has nothing to do with the emotions. It should just be almost robotic. Like, okay, this is what I need to do to progress. Okay, cool. What do I need? Robot says cool. But you know, it's like, okay, step by step by step, and progress is achieved. So I think the most important thing is to, one, again, take a deep breath, step back from the mind a bit, meditate, but also to be mindful throughout your day and for the next several weeks to not beat yourself up. So if you start to feel bad, if you start to make yourself feel bad, or if somebody else says something that triggers you to start thinking badly about yourself, just remember that we need to be gentle with ourselves to be able to improve. It does us no good to feel bad about ourselves in order to try and make a positive change. It just defeats us. It takes away our energy, might even take away our complete motivation to be able to grow and change. So I think this too is really important to keep in mind. Before I forget, some quick updates. So as always, I'm doing readings. Of course, in the description is information to be able to book a reading with me. I love doing readings, so don't be shy. It's all good. I don't bite. It's all good. If you have questions, if you don't have questions, I'm happy to do a reading for you. And also, I'm really excited. I'm super excited. Again, I want to say, before I get into this update, I'm always going to do astrology. I want that to be very clear. I'm always going to do astrology videos, write books. I'm actually about to get back finally into editing my first book. So that's coming in the next couple months. Just been a timing thing. I've needed to kind of chill on that. But alongside this is I'm launching it's already launched my music Patreon. So I'll include a clip here of some of the videos that are already up. I'm uploading right now an hour-long video that is an astrological analysis of me as an artist. So that's uploading right now. If it's not present at the time of you watching this video, it'll be present later today. I'm also uploading 3 more songs to two to my YouTube and 1 to my Patreon. So right now, Patreon will have 2 sneak peek songs that can only be available to Patreon patrons. I really appreciate it for anybody who wants to be a part of this journey with me. Even if you just help me by doing $1 a month, that's very much appreciated. But I also have a $5 a month option for anyone who wants to influence my creative process. I love listening to music, and I listen to music all the time. So if you want to influence my creative process, you can send me 3 songs a month and support me in making music and expressing myself and creating. And then there's the $10 a month option, which is I think really the kind of that's really where you get so much bang for your buck, because then you have access to those songs that I haven't released yet publicly, that I'll be recording with final recordings over the course of this year. And as well as other videos. Like right now I have an improv jam of me playing guitar to Bob Marley songs for like 20 minutes. And I'm going to have another jam of me playing bass to drum tracks that I had recorded just 2 days ago. So there's a lot of really cool goodies coming to my Patreon. I'm going to be uploading that, as well as doing all my astrology work and my writing work, as well as doing readings. So I'm very excited. It's coming together. And then let's see. So there's other behind the scenes videos that are coming there, and also you get to influence my creative process. And then for the $20 option, you get access to a monthly concert slash Q&A where I play my original material. And of course, it's just an intimate kind of us chatting, hanging out. I mean, you don't have to talk if you don't want to, but it's that's going to be going on every month. It's going to be about an hour to an hour and a half. Probably going to go even like 2 hours. You know me, I love to talk and hang out. So that's going to be going on, and of course, again, a lot of music there. And then there's some options above that where if you want to talk music and I mean really anything about music, then we can have a one-on-one chat every month. You can ask me questions about the music or whatever. It doesn't matter. You can ask whatever you like, musically, or I mean, you could even use it for astrology. But yeah, there's also going to be merchandise when that gets developed in the coming months. For those tiers. So anyways, I'm really excited. There's going to be a lot more updates about Patreon in the coming weeks, and really just from here on out, it's going to be something I'm going to do for, I think, really the rest of my life, because it's really exciting to me. I'll put stuff out on YouTube, but there is certain, I like that there are certain goodies, and also it helps me to get music gear. It's a really necessary income stream that I need to be able to make my musical vision a reality, to record these 29 songs this year and then another album shortly thereafter. I play drums, I play bass, I play guitar, I sing, I write lyrics. Mainly I'm a singer-songwriter and guitarist and lyricist. So that's what I'm going to do when I'm playing these songs live. And I'm also going to collaborate with the band that I formed to make these songs come to life. I'm going to collaborate with them completely. So there's another 2 albums, one of material already written on my end that I've already written with my old friend and best friend Joe, who's played bass with me for the last 10 years or so. So there's a lot of good stuff coming, and I'm very stoked. And if you want to be a part of this journey, it's going to be really fun. There's already some cool videos up there. By the way, the astrological analysis of me as an artist is open, so you can get a kind of feel for me and music, and get a kind of feel for. I also have actually, I think there'll be 3 songs available on my YouTube by the end of the day. There's already one up there. Maybe another one by the time you watch this video, but by the end of today there's going to be 3 original songs up there. I am going to add a lot of original songs to the Patreon as well as the YouTube channel. So even if you just want to take part and join on this journey from YouTube, that's still I love that anybody listens. So it's very, very cool, very much appreciated. For anybody who wants to share in the vibes. These songs are near and dear to me, and yeah, they've been with me for a long time, so I'm happy to share them. It's crazy I haven't shared them up until this point, and I'm going to continue to do so. So anyways, that is available. I hope you enjoy. I think lastly for today, as per energies, the best thing about all of this Mercury ruled energy is to be able to figure out things and to communicate. So it's a tricky thing, because to be able to do this optimally, we need to take a step back. We need to be able to slow down, and we need to focus. And that's challenging because these energies tend to overcomplicate things, overthink things, etc. And we want to communicate things, but then we rush through it, and then people get confused, especially with Mercury retrograde. So I think, again, it's really important to take our time. Mercury retrograde, I think, is the most important thing to focus on for the last bit of this. So, again, the ability to figure stuff out, like we were just saying, is awesome. I think, though, it's so easy to get into a loop. And I think it's important to ask yourself, let me clarify, a loop when it comes to thinking, even a potential loop as per daily habits, etc. It's so important to go deeper in your thought process. For example, I won't go into details too much, but I've had a fear that's been recurring. And I started asking myself really what we all should be asking ourselves when Mercury is retrograde, which is, what does this remind me of in my past? What's the deeper thing going on here? And it's been extremely helpful because, especially the last day, with Moon in Gemini, there's been this fear, and I realized, I'm really just afraid of this particular, like, this fear has its roots in these particular experiences that I had with that particular individual, and that's what's resurfacing. And it's been extremely helpful, and it's helped me to break free of those illusions and to be able to handle. I don't even really feel afraid of it anymore. Certainly not like on my mind, but yeah, the past is really the key to any kind of retrograde, but especially Mercury retrograde when it has to do with our minds. So if you think about what you're thinking about right now, and what you're feeling right now, and what you're doing right now, and what you're planning in the future and everything, if you think about all of that in relation to the past, and trying to understand the deeper narrative going on, the deeper roots to your past, that can be extremely helpful. And sometimes it can be challenging to find it. Again, this is where meditation comes in, because that's when our subconscious speaks to us, and also where we open up our minds. It's almost like we clear the whiteboard of our minds for God to speak to us as well. So again, slow down, take a breath, figure out, if you are overthinking, figure out what's going on deep underneath the surface. That'll help tremendously. Infinite love to you, my friends. Namaste. Peace.